Paola, Malta, 1907. 5 years after the discovery of the hypogeum of House Saflieni, archaeologists excavating the subterranean chambers begin to uncover human remains. In total, they find an estimated 7,000 skeletons. And reportedly, a great many of them have skulls that are noticeably elongated.
It was found that some of the skulls were actually elongated. They were almost like the head going backwards rather than upwards. Does that represent the fact that they were doing head binding? They were pressed into shape when these people were babies?
Head binding, also known as artificial cranial deformation, has been a practice of numerous primitive cultures around the world, dating from prehistoric times all the way into the 20th century. It involves tightly wrapping the heads of infants before their skulls fully harden, resulting in an elongated shape.
Archaeologists and anthropologists agree that this was done because of worshiping some type of deity. A deity with an elongated skull? That's interesting. Where did they get this inspiration from? So I am suggesting that our ancestors were visited by beings, flesh and blood beings, that had actual elongated skulls, and that was their natural appearance. Our ancestors wanted to imitate their gods, and so they did artificial head binding so that the skull would grow in this elongated fashion. And this happened on all continents around the world, including Europe and on the island of Malta.
Who could these elongated skulls have belonged to? Are they the result of head binding? Or could they have belonged to beings who were of otherworldly origin? Today, only a handful of the elongated skulls that were discovered in the hypogeum still exist. They now belong to Malta's National Museum of Archaeology, where Giorgio and Eric have been examining the model of the hypogeum. Although the skulls have been temporarily removed for scientific study, Eric and Giorgio are given rare access to a custom piece of the museum's collection.
We previously had an exhibit of the original skulls, but at the moment it's being studied. But these are a perfect replica that you can handle and examine.
The museum replica is modeled after one of the actual elongated skulls Giorgio had the opportunity to examine in person on a previous trip to Malta in 2014.
And something is wrong here. Something is definitely wrong here.
Look at this. You're missing the sagittal suture.
The sagittal suture connects to the sides and roof of the cranium. This suture is open when a person is born and closes around the age of 35.
So I actually brought a picture of what a human sagittal suture would look like, which would go across here, and it is missing. This is not, in our opinion, the result of artificial head binding, but this is authentic, it's real. So the ones that do not have the sutures, in my opinion, could be the extraterrestrials.
The conclusion is so easy. The facts are facts, and these skulls are not human. The extraterrestrials, they had elongated heads. And in my opinion, the extraterrestrials were the giants, and they had sex with humans. And slowly, for generation and generation, we became smaller.
Do the skulls represent a genetic trait possibly linked with giants intermingling with the local population, and these genetic alterations then occur? And so we're looking at possibly almost like a different type of human existing in ancient Malta.